turn on your notification bell. You will still get those information you are looking for. Thank you.
Tinubu's victory. INEC declared him in error. Mike Ozekhome explains the 25% of Abuja as a legal conundrum. Now, Mike Ozekhome SN has thrown more light to the issue of this 25% that a presidential candidate must garner in Abuja. Yes. Now, coming to this election. Election is a process that must be carried out within the bounds of the laws of the land. That's what Nigeria must understand. And in the case of Nigeria, elections are held every 4 years. There are extant laws, and they are made to ensure that it is only the candidate that has the overwhelming support and acceptance of majority of Nigerians that becomes the president. That is what democracy is all about. That's according to Michael Ozekhome. He continued, he said, democracy is a concept. As a concept, was popularized on 19th November, and that is 1863, by Abraham Lincoln, who is a former American president, during his Gettysburg Declaration. As government of the people, by the people, and for the people, Sunday legal issues have arisen from the conduct of this election, that's 2023 general elections, which held on Saturday. The election reflects the mantra of Section 14, paragraph 2 of the 1999 Constitution, to the effect that sovereignty belongs to the people of Nigeria? Michael Ozekhome queried. I think not. Said, my humble opinion is that the 2023 presidential election dwarfs and diminishes the 2007 presidential elections, which the then President Umar Musa Yar'Adua had admitted in all indices of a fundamentally flawed election. Now, let's discuss the 2023 election and this legal conundrum. The 2023 presidential elections witnessed massive turnout as Nigerians were interested in voluntarily electing leaders of their choice. The polls, however, were bedeviled by large-scale irregularities, barefaced manipulations, and brazen non-compliance with extant laws governing the electoral process in Nigeria. INEC even shut down its portal for over 24 hours due to what it called technical hitches and glitches. The main issue that is currently trending is whether or not Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, the presidential candidate of the All Progressive Congress (APC), did not meet the constitutional requirement of pulling at least not less than 1/4 of votes cast in the elections in at least 2/3. That's the majority of all the states of the Federation and the Federal Capital Territory, that's FCT, and whether he should have been declared the winner of the presidential elections as done by the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC. Ozekhome continues. He said, this legal conundrum has suffered several commentaries from jurists, scholars, political analysts, and even the not so informed. This rather lengthy dissertation is my humble contribution as a Nigerian to the current debate. It is interesting to note that amidst this legal uncertainty, Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, the APC candidate, was nonetheless declared winner and even presented with a certificate of return as president-elect of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. This was done by INEC on Wednesday, 1st of March 2023. The collection, declaration, and issuance of the certificate of return I humbly submit all run counter to the provisions of sections 25, 47, paragraph 2, 60, paragraph 1, 2, 4, and 5, 62, 64, paragraph 4, A and B, 70, and 148 of the Electoral Act, paragraph 38 of the INEC Guidelines and Regulations, paragraphs 284290 and 291 of the INEC Manual for Election Officials 2023 and Judicial Authorities. Results from the manually transmitted results as collated and declared by INEC on the first day of March 2023 showed that Tinubu, the candidate of the APC, on the face of it, was said to have secured the highest number of votes cast at the presidential election. He is said to have garnered a total of 8,794,726 to allegedly defeat his closest rival, Waziri Atiku Abubakar of the People's Democratic Party, PDP, who was said to have got a total of 6,900,000 984,520, with Mr. Peter Obi of the Labour Party, that's LP, being ascribed with 6,101,533 votes. However, in the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja, where we have total valid votes of 478,923, Tinubu, the candidate of the APC, was said to have secured only 90,902, meaning 19.76% of the votes cast at the FCT, with Atiku alleged to have 74,194, that's meaning 16.13%, and Peter Obi said to have garnered 281,717,000 votes, meaning 61.23%. Did Tinubu win? Ozekhome rhetorically asked. Okay, he said, look, the Constitution is the birth certificate of any nation. It is the organic law, he said, the forms of et origo and the ground norm. Yes, he said, for purpose of clarity and better appreciation of issues, Section 134, Paragraph 2 of the 1999 Constitution provides as follows. A. He said, now, a candidate for an election to the office of president shall be deemed to have been duly elected where there have been more than two candidates for the election. Now, A. He has the highest number of votes cast at the election, and B. He has not less than 1/4 of the votes cast at the election in each of at least 2/3 of all the states in the Federation and the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja. You see the emphasis there. The above provisions have been interpreted differently by several lawyers and non-legal minds. Some opine that it is not mandatory that a candidate must secure 25% votes in the Federal Capital Territory. Others disagree. I am of the latter school of thought, Ozekhome said. A skeletal digest of the session reveals that the law provides for two limbs of requirements that are conjunctive and not disjunctive. That is, A, the candidate must have the majority of votes cast at the election, and B, he must have not less than 1/4 of the votes cast at the election in each of at least 2/3 of all states of the Federation and the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja. He went on, said there are two instances contemplated in the provision dealing with where there are only two candidates and where there are more than two candidates. In both situations, any of the candidates must satisfy both conditions of 25% in 24 states and 25% in the FCT, Abuja. One without the other cannot work. Please note that subsection 3 provides that where the candidates still fail to satisfy the requirements, there shall be a second election in accordance with subsection 4, and the candidate shall be the highest vote scorer, followed by the next highest vote scorer, and this election shall be held within 7 days of the results of the foregoing elections, subject to fulfillment of the above usual conditions. Accordingly, by subsection 5, where a candidate is not still elected, within another 7 days, the National Electoral Commission, that's INEC, shall conduct another election, and this time, if a candidate simply has a majority of the vote cast, he shall be declared winner. In other words, this time around, the second limb of satisfying the 2/3 of states of the Federation and FCT no longer arises. Now, he said, the grave main of this discourse is the mathematical exactitude of the requirement of 25%. Now, the wordings of the Constitution are quite clear and unambiguous. They demand for not less than 1/4 of the vote cast at the elections in each of at least 2/3 of all the states and the Federal Capital Territory. By a judicial mathematical analysis, 2/3 of 36 states is equal to 24 states, and in addition, the FCT Abuja. As an example, if I request to see 24 coppers in my law firm and Ozekhome, yes, he said, if I request to see 24 coppers in my law firm and Ozekhome, it means I want to see 25 persons in all, but Ozekhome must be one of the 25 persons. So if 25 persons in my law firm show up without Ozekhome, Have I had all the persons I want to see? The answer is no. To satisfy my request, Ozekhome must show up. In addition to the 24, thus making the 25 persons I desire to see. What the law says is that the candidate must have 25% of votes in those states and the FCT Abuja. The law does not contemplate that the candidate must win those states. The jurisprudence behind this provision is to ensure that the president, as the numero uno citizen of the nation, enjoys a reasonable range of widespread acceptance by a majority of the people he seeks to govern, including those inhabiting the seat of power where he would govern from. That is it. So that's the Mike Ozekhome stake, and we have to stop at this level. Look, this is open. You want to govern a country. The law says that in that capital territory where you have to sit, that's your seat of power, you must get 25% of vote. The law didn't say you have to win it, but 25%. Anything short of that, that means the people didn't vote for you. And how can you govern a country in this where the capital territory where you have to govern? Or not up to 25% of voters or persons living there, or residents or citizens there voted for you. How can you govern there? How will you relate with people? How will you come out and govern? So these are the law provisions of the law, and they are meant to make people to govern the country very well. And so the INEC has declared Tinubu in a hurry because they have been alleged to have collected money in millions of dollars, and that is it. So they should prove themselves. They should prove otherwise, but they have no capacity to do that because they have declared Tinubu already. So the Nigerians have been dragging them, and P2B has gone to court to challenge it. I think it's also in court to challenge it.